question of art is no longer aesthetics, but the survival of the planet. In that way, we can begin to look at, start to actually maybe shift the way we actually think about all systems. So we shift the way we think about social systems, we shift the way we think about ecological systems, because we begin to see things in a networked way, which is of course an ecological way. We begin to see systems as all interdependent and embedded, without centre, without hierarchy. So for me, the key thing that I hope will come out of this whole discourse of immaterial labour is a beginning to understand of an ecological crisis, but a beginning of shifting the way we think about reality. How do we face these things, face the reality of the emergency that we're in, and at the same time act? Because I don't think we can act without facing these things. So how can you be in the darkness and in the hope at the same time? To not think about the future too much, because we have to always accept that the future is unexpected. We never know what will happen. And just to actually really work, in a sense, in that moment of the present, and really know that every act we do in the present can make a difference, and yet we never know what that difference will be. It can be a massive change, it can be a little change. It can be a massive change through 3 steps. Change isn't a linear process. It isn't a cause and effect. It's very, very, very much this kind of chaotic, networked, unexpected system. But I think if they're not connected to a social space, to creating some kind of new way of being in a social space, we're bringing people together face to face to get rid of the alienation and the isolation that we all feel. Capital works because it keeps us isolated from each other. That's its main tool. It keeps us isolated and then in competition with each other. And so as long as if these forms are placed within contexts where that can happen, then I think that's where we're winning. And I think there are a lot of people who are on their own who may be producing fantastic pieces of media viruses or videos, sitting in front of their computer, and they're not happy. They're not engaging with other people in a warm way. And I think the more we can work in that kind of, in those affinity groups, in creating new communities, in resistance, then the more powerful those messages will be, and the more powerful each one of us will be. Capitalism will always tell us that it's going to be okay.